Fellow baseball fans, welcome to the Buster Ball Podcast. Smart Giants talk inspired by a legacy of excellence. Your essential post-game analysis. Well, it looks like we have a little team update, and the winter meeting's coming up this week in Florida. So the Giants have 3 new managers on board. There's Ron Washington, Javi Lopez, and Curt Casali. Let's start talking about Ron Washington. So, the Giants are finalizing a deal to bring the former Rangers and Angels manager, Ron Washington, on board as a infield coach. This is super news. I'm sure the Bochy and Ron are super good friends, and that will just help out Tony even more to have such, old legacy, super experienced managers to help him guide him. So essentially, I'm not sure if Ron's going to be first base coach or just like in the office making decisions, but it's going to be amazing. Ron Washington, he's 73 years old. He's developed a reputation as an infield guru while serving as the first and third base coach for the A's from 96 to 2006. And I remember a lot of those teams, and they were fun to watch. Then also he managed the Rangers from 2007 to 14. And if you remember, he took the Rangers back-to-back World Series in 10 and 11, and actually, as you know, the Giants beat him in 10. And so anyway, he's a super experienced coach, and I think he's going to really, really, really do well by coming back to the Giants and coming back to the Bay. It's probably expected that Ron will probably take it pretty easy, because in June he underwent a quadruple bypass heart surgery, so he might be kind of limited on some duties. But anyway, it does give him a great chance to work with some super talented infielders, such as 5-time Gold Glove third baseman Matt Chapman, shortstop Willie Adames, Casey Schmidt, and Rafi over there at first base, and also probably Bryce Eldridge when he gets into form. So what's really strange about the whole Ron Washington deal is that Tony Vitello is the guy who spoke up about wanting Ron to join the team. So that is really crazy. And I think that just shows you a lot about, Tony, who he is and his understanding of the game and who he wants to be for people to be around him. So another interesting thing about Ron Washington is that the general manager of the Giants, Minasin, his brother is general manager of the Angels, and he hired Ron Washington. So Ron Washington, highly respected in this family, and I'm sure things are going to go really well. So the 2 other additions to the front office are going to be Curt Casali and Javi Lopez, which is really cool. They're going to be joining as advisors to baseball operations. And also Paul Bean, who spent the last 4 seasons as the Giants' vice president of baseball operations analytics, is going to be promoted to assistant general manager. So that's cool for him. So it's really cool. Curt Casali was a catcher. He obviously has Buster's respect. And he played 11 seasons, had 2 stints for the Giants. And when he was done playing, he took a job in the Reds front office. So that probably has a little bit to do with some of the people we're going to pick, to go forward. But anyway, Casali is really a great catcher, and I'm sure he and Buster are quite close. And the other guy who's going to come up to the advisor for baseball operations is Javi Lopez. Javi spent half of his 14-year career with the Giants, and he was one of those core four relievers who helped the Giants win 3 World Series in 2010, 12, and 14. So, and also, Javi is going to continue doing broadcasting from time to time, which is really cool because he's a super smart, insightful guy, and we like that. We like that a lot. So now with Casali and Lopez in the fold, the Giants now have a robust group of advisors reporting to Buster. Those in the inner circle include former managers Bruce Bochy, Dusty Baker, former general manager Bobby Evans, longtime scout John Bart, former bench coach Ron Wotus, and Jeff Perry, Buster Posey's former agent. So there's a lot of people in that circle. So I think things are going to go pretty well. So some of the players who aren't going to be back with the Giants this year are right-handed pitcher Mason Black, the catcher Kisner, and the reliever Lucchesi, who came in at the end of the year and did a pretty good job. And also Marco Luciano was claimed off of waivers by the Pirates. So that's kind of crazy because Luciano was really going to be the guy who replaced Brandon Crawford when he retired. And he came up and he just couldn't field worth anything. And then they tried to put him at second, and he couldn't really pull that off. And it was kind of bad. But anyway, we wish Marco Luciano some luck. Luciano will be able to reunite with catcher Joey Bart in Pittsburgh. Both were like 1 and 2 top prospects at one point for the Giants, but no longer. But Bart is doing well in Pittsburgh, so we're stoked for him, and we hope Luciano gets his chops in there too. The Giants have added 5 players. They added Justin Dean, center fielder from the Dodgers. They also added Joey Weimer, a left fielder, and 2 pitchers, Reaver San Martin, a left-handed pitcher from the Reds, and Sam Hentage, a left-handed pitcher. Both guys were hurt last year and didn't really pitch. Hentage is got some serious issues. He came back from left shoulder surgery and arthroscopic right knee surgery last year, so we have to keep our eye on him. He came from the Guardians. He's a big feller with a pretty good ERA and pretty good strikeouts. Got pretty good stuff, so hopefully he can make it to the team. Also in the news, Casey Schmidt underwent surgery on his left wrist. If you remember, he got zapped pretty good at the end of the year there, a couple times on his wrist. So, ouch. Hope he gets back soon. So I think that's pretty much covers the team updates. That's a lot to go over there. So with the winter meetings coming up, or actually they started, we think about what the Giants really need, and obviously they need pitching because they lost Verlander and some other stuff. So they got Logan Webb and Robbie Ray and Landon Rowe. So they, it would be great if they could re-sign Verlander, but I don't think that's going to happen. I wish it would. They need to replace Dom Smith. They don't re-sign him. He was a super contact hitter. So that's what they kind of need, are guys who can hit the ball. So hopefully they start looking for those guys and making deals with the teams in Orlando. There's 75 days till spring training starts and 108 days till opening day. So that's pretty exciting. Anyway, thanks for listening. Go Giants.